What's up? It's Ben from WODprep. This video is all about helping you get your best score at CrossFit Games Open Workout 18.5. So if you want strategy and tips to improve your score in 18.5, this video is for you. Also, free gear, we got more of it this week. We have wrist wraps, more jump ropes, more bands, more knee sleeves. We have all kinds of good stuff. I'm literally just emptying out this room filled with all kinds of various pieces of gear that I have. So if you want to win free gear, we have an even better competition this week. Last week we gave away a lot of free stuff. This week we're giving away even more. Stay tuned to the end and I'll teach you exactly what you need to do to win. And this week we're not just giving away free gear, we're also going to be changing the lives of people through this wonderful sport of CrossFit. So more details on that at the end. A couple things to note. Number one, I am not affiliated with CrossFit HQ in any way, shape, or form. This is all WODprep, not associated with CrossFit. Number two, if you want the full warm-up to go along with this video, we have a full strategy guide plus a warm-up that's going to help get your engine ready to rock for this fast-paced workout. Make sure you go to wodprep.com/open so that you are ready to get your best score possible. We're going to send you an email with all of these special links that's going to help you eke out a few more reps. Here is 18.5, and if you've ever done this workout, I remember this is the workout where I first learned how to do butterfly chest-to-bar pull-ups a long time ago, back in 2011. So I've done this workout before, and I can tell you there's a couple really important things to mention. Number one, transitions are everything, especially if you're someone who's going to be moving relatively proficiently through these movements. The transitions between the pull-up bar and the barbell back to the pull-up bar, those transitions are going to eat up a lot of time here in this 7 minutes. So it's up to you to make sure that you minimize your transition time and your transition distance. So make sure the bar that you're using for your thrusters and the bar that you're using for your pull-ups are not very far apart. Number two, the most important aspect probably of this workout is to come up with a plan and stick to it. It's gonna burn, it's gonna suck. If you rely on your instincts to tell you how many reps and sets to do for all of these bigger sets, you're probably gonna struggle. So watch this video, we're gonna give you a couple clues to help you come up with a game plan so that you can crush this workout. Let's talk about the thrusters. So when it comes to thrusters, there's a couple key things that I'd like to focus on. Number one is slow and steady. Many people, when they do thrusters, especially early on in a workout like this, they tend to hyperventilate and move way too quickly. If you notice, some of the best athletes in the world have a nice steady cadence, they have a strong pace, they're remembering to breathe throughout the entire movement. So I would challenge you to just remind yourself that smooth is better than fast here. So if you move smoothly and efficiently and remember to breathe, you probably are going to feel a lot better on your thrusters as you get later and later into the rounds. When it comes to breathing, and this is point number two, when it comes to breathing, we have a video about this that I'm going to link up in a floaty thing right here if you're on YouTube. When it comes to breathing, it's really important to make sure that we're exhaling and inhaling at the proper points. Many people will tend to hold their breath, they tense up, they don't even breathe at all during the squat. You need to find your Odin cadence, but that video should hopefully help. One important aspect of the breathing is as you lock out, I like to breathe out and then in. So it's out as you're pressing and then in as it's coming back down, and that's going to help making sure that you get oxygen into your body. The next thing for the thrusters is I want you to avoid a couple common errors. So there's one error where people will have a tendency to grip the barbell on their fingertips and then kind of like jump it off their shoulders and then grab the bar. You don't want to do that. Grab the bar fully. If it means rolling it back into your fingertips a little bit, that's okay, but please don't have the bar resting on your two index and middle finger and then trying to jump it off your shoulders and catch it. I've seen that too often lately, so please do a little bit of extra warm-up. Make sure you follow our warm-up. Hopefully that's going to help get your front rack ready to grab the bar fully and press overhead without having to hold it on your fingertips. The next common error that I see is people tend to do thrusters with their elbows down. So if I have my elbows down, what's going to happen? My elbow might run into my leg, and that's going to cause all kinds of wrist pain. It's inefficient, and you're carrying the weight improperly. So remember, keep the barbell fully gripped in your hand, or at least underneath all of your fingers, or over top all of your fingers. And next, make sure that you keep your elbows up. That's going to help keep you in a better position. You'll be able to breathe, and the barbell will be supported on your shoulders and not your wrists. The last thing when it comes to thrusters, and I mentioned this earlier, is to have a plan. I'm highly suggesting something that we call negative splits during this workout. So the sets of 3, 6, 9 might not be a problem for you. But as we get into the later rounds, if you're expecting to get deeper into this workout, then you'll probably need to have a plan going into the sucky parts. So let's say hypothetically you get to 15. On the round of 15 thrusters, if you can go unbroken, more power to you, go unbroken. But if you are absolutely smoked and you have to put the barbell down, don't do it sporadically. Try to knock out a bigger set in the beginning and then follow it up with a smaller set. So you could do 10 and 5, or let's say 8 and 7, something like that. That's what I mean by negative splits. Knock out a bigger set in the beginning, put the bar down, shake it out, pick it back up, and then finish that set. Next, let's talk about the chest to bar. The chest to bar are tricky because it all depends on your specific ability. We're going to talk about a few different ability levels and give you a good strategy. Number one, if you can only do maybe 5 chest to bar or fewer unbroken, then I'm going to recommend singles in this workout. Luckily, there's no time cap other than that 7 minutes, so all you have to do is go hard and accumulate reps consistently. If you try to come out with big unbroken sets, and then that leads you to fatigue to where you're just sitting there and looking at the bar, someone who does singles and can do them effectively and efficiently with a small rest is going to accumulate more reps. So for a lot of people, singles are going to be a great way to go. If you can knock out well over 5 chest to bar pull-ups, then I'm going to use that thruster technique of negative splits. So maybe for 3, you can do it unbroken. Maybe even for 6, you can do it unbroken. But by the time you get to round 9, things like 5 and 4 are going to be a lot better than trying to do all 9 reps unbroken. Sure, you might move quicker in the beginning, but eventually you're going to hit a brick wall. So if you can break up your sets so that you're not ever redlining your pull-ups until the very, very end, I think that's going to be really beneficial. So negative splits and break up the chest to bar pull-ups a little bit earlier than you're expecting. The other thing I want to talk about is if you are just trying to get a single chest to bar pull-up, I have a couple tips. So for those of you who are finally trying to RX this workout, you might not have ever done chest to bar pull-ups before, but this is when you're going to get it. I applaud you, and I have a couple pointers. Number one, try the box drop-in technique. If you've been following WODprep over the open, you might have seen me talk about the box drop-in for other gymnastic movements. This is going to work for chest to bar. So a box drop-in is simply where I step on top of 2 boxes, I jump into the rep with my hands on the bar, I jump into a hollow body position and let gravity swing me into my rep. It's going to take a little bit of practice, and you must check games.crossfit.com to make sure this falls into the standards. But from what I understand, the box drop-in technique is legal, and you will be able to get your first chest to bar pull-ups if that's what you're going for. Number 2, to add into this tip, a lot of people will always practice with a pronated grip. So that means palm facing away. What you can try doing, depending on your ability level, depending on what feels good for you, is try a staggered grip or a supinated grip. The standard that I understand says that you have to be locked out at the bottom or pass through full lockout at the bottom. It doesn't matter if your hands are facing away or if they're facing towards you or a combination of both. For a lot of people trying to get their first reps, I'm going to recommend a staggered grip. So one supinated, one pronated, or one palm facing towards you, one palm facing away. Still get that full lockout, and then see if you can get your chest to the bar. I think those 2 tips, the box drop-in and being okay with staggering your grip, those 2 tips are going to help a lot of you get your first RX chest to bar pull-ups. So make sure in the comments, if this tip helped you, leave a comment below and let me know. Really quick, I want to make a couple notes about the scale division. If you are doing the scale division, that's totally fine. You have some version of jumping pull-ups, and really the main tip here is to make sure you are using your legs. Your legs are so much stronger than your arms. So please, if you're doing jumping pull-ups, do not use your arms to control yourself down, and make sure that you're not using your arms to finish the rep. I've seen a lot of people where they do their jumping pull-ups, but I can tell very obviously that they're using their arms for 90% of the movement. Really, your goal should be to jump and just have your hands on the bar. And then at the very, very end, if you need a little bit extra pull to get your chin above the bar or chest to the bar, whichever one it is, if you need a little bit of extra pull, that's when to use your arms. But because you're doing a lot of thrusters, your shoulders are going to be smoked from the thrusters. Try to focus on using your legs as much as possible on those jumping pull-ups, and it's going to help you accumulate a lot more reps. For most of you, you're not going to need to worry about breaking up your reps here. Your goal is pedal to the metal, because you're going to be able to move quickly through the jumping pull-ups, hopefully, and get back to the thrusters. So the thrusters are going to be a bigger deal for you if you're in the scale division. That's what my gut's telling me. All right, I hope that you like this video. Now let's talk about how you can win free stuff. This week, we are supporting an incredible organization called Kings of Grit. CrossFit Games regional athlete James Lancaster and I had a conversation this week. I heard about his incredible story about how he's taking CrossFit and bringing it into prisons. So he has a nonprofit organization that he started up where he is going and teaching and sharing the love of CrossFit with prisoners and people who are incarcerated in prisons in Memphis, Tennessee. It is an incredible story. I'm not going to go into it right now. I just want to let you know that WODprep is matching dollar for dollar every single donation that anyone makes between now and the end of 18.5 submission window. So that means in order to win this gear, I'm sending out so much stuff. Here's what you need to do. Number one, go to GoFundMe.com/kingsofgrit. The link will be in the comments. It's really easy to type it in as well. Leave a donation. It doesn't matter what amount it's in. That's not going to influence your chances to win, but leave a donation and do it from the bottom of your heart. Number three, like I said, WODprep's going to be donating dollar for dollar. So if it's $20,000 that we raise, fantastic. We might be broke, but this is an incredible cause, and I am so excited to support it. The last thing that you need to do is once you make a donation, you need to comment on the GoFundMe page and comment on where you're watching this right now. So if you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment and let me know that you donated. If you're on Facebook, leave a comment and let me know you donated. If you're anywhere else watching this, leave a comment and let us know that you donated. We are going to scrape all that data and figure out who left a donation and left a comment. Bonus points if you happen to share the GoFundMe with your friends by just simply sharing it on Facebook. We want this to spread across the world. I believe, and I hope that you believe, CrossFit has the ability to change people's lives for the better. So if we can spread the word and get CrossFit to those who might not otherwise see this incredible sport, I'm so excited to get people addicted to fitness over anything else, and that is my mission. And I want to thank James Lancaster and the rest of the Kings of Grit crew for putting this together. So we're going dollar for dollar. If you want the free gear, you got to put up a little bit of money, donate something, and I promise you it's going to a great cause. Thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't. Click subscribe if you want to make sure to be notified of all the other WODprep videos. WODprep out.